Thousands of kidney patients are unknowingly making this mistake every single day. Scientists recently discovered 2 specific nutrients that reduced creatinine levels by 13% in just 6 weeks and helped stage 4 and 5 kidney failure patients avoid dialysis entirely. But here's the shocking part: most nephrologists never mention them. Before I reveal exactly what they are, the precise doses, and the one dangerous combination you must avoid, drop your age, your location, and your current creatinine level in the comments. I personally respond to every single one. The strangest thing I discovered about selenium is that most kidney patients are severely deficient in it, and nobody ever told them. Here is what makes this mineral so unusual. Selenium is not produced by your body at all. Every single microgram must come from what you eat or supplement. And here's where the problem starts: the soil that grows our food today contains up to 50% less selenium than it did just 50 years ago. Intensive farming, acid rain, and irrigation have stripped the ground of this mineral quietly and completely. If you follow a plant-based or low-protein kidney diet, which most nephrologists recommend, your risk of deficiency goes even higher. Now let me explain what selenium actually does inside your kidney, because this is where it gets remarkable. Your kidneys are constantly exposed to oxidative stress, which means free radicals are attacking the tiny filtering units called glomeruli every single hour. Selenium is the direct raw material your body uses to build glutathione peroxidase, one of the most powerful antioxidant enzymes in human biology. Without enough selenium, your body cannot produce enough of this enzyme, and your kidneys take the damage undefended. Inflammation builds up, scar tissue forms, and your GFR, which is the measurement of how well your kidneys filter your blood, begins to drop. Creatinine climbs because the kidneys can no longer clear it efficiently. When you restore selenium levels, this entire chain reverses. The inflammation drops. Oxidative damage slows. The glomeruli begin functioning more cleanly. The clinical evidence behind this is specific. A study published in the journal Biological Trace Element Research examined patients with chronic kidney disease who supplemented with 200 micrograms of selenium daily for 6 weeks. The result was a 13% reduction in serum creatinine and a measurable increase in GFR. That is not a small number for kidney patients. A 13% drop in creatinine can mean the difference between stage 3 and stage 4 CKD on paper. Beyond the kidneys, selenium carries benefits that matter specifically to CKD patients. Thyroid dysfunction affects roughly 20 to 25% of people with chronic kidney disease, according to research published in Nephrology Dialysis Transplantation. Selenium is essential for converting the inactive thyroid hormone T4 into the active form T3. Restoring selenium levels has been shown to directly improve thyroid function in these patients. Selenium also supports cardiovascular health, which matters because heart disease remains the leading cause of death in kidney patients, not kidney failure itself. The dosage used in clinical research is 200 micrograms taken each morning after breakfast. Taking it with food improves absorption and reduces the mild nausea some people experience on an empty stomach. Morning timing is preferred because selenium works alongside your body's natural antioxidant cycles, which are most active during the day. Now, before you run out and buy a selenium supplement, there is actually one specific food that delivers the exact same 200 micrograms in a form your body absorbs even more efficiently than most capsules on the market. And the portion size will genuinely surprise you. Why I choose Brazil nuts. To deliver selenium to kidney patients instead of supplements is actually a simple answer, but the science behind it is worth understanding fully. Most selenium supplements on the market use selenomethionine or sodium selenite as their active compound. Both work, but the selenium naturally found in Brazil nuts exists as organic selenomethionine bound directly to protein, which research shows the human body absorbs at a rate of roughly 90%, compared to 50 to 60% for many synthetic forms. Your gut processes food-based nutrients differently than isolated compounds, and for older kidneys that are already working harder than they should, that difference in bioavailability genuinely matters. A single Brazil nut contains between 70 and 90 micrograms of selenium depending on the soil where it was grown. 2 nuts in the morning after breakfast brings you right into that clinically relevant range of 140 to 180 micrograms, closely matching the 200 microgram dose used in the 6-week creatinine reduction study mentioned earlier. No measuring, no pill bottles, no second-guessing the dose. The preparation is as simple as it gets. Keep the nuts raw and unsalted, because kidney patients need to monitor sodium carefully, and roasting at high heat can oxidize some of the selenium content. Eat them in the morning alongside your first meal so the fat content in the nut itself helps carry the selenium into absorption. 2 nuts. That is the entire protocol. The one warning that cannot be skipped: do not eat more than 3 to 4 Brazil nuts per day. The tolerable upper limit for selenium set by the National Institutes of Health is 400 micrograms daily. Exceeding that consistently causes selenosis, a toxicity condition involving hair loss, nerve damage, and gastrointestinal distress. 2 nuts is the target. More is not better here. Now, what happens when you combine this selenium intake with a second compound that works on a completely different mechanism inside your kidney cells? Because researchers found that pairing selenium with one specific molecule reduced creatinine in stage 4 and 5 kidney failure patients so dramatically that some of them came off dialysis entirely. That is the next thing you need to hear. The strategy that makes selenium work significantly more effective for kidney recovery is pairing it with a molecule your body already produces naturally, but almost certainly not enough of. Coenzyme Q10, commonly written as CoQ10, is not a vitamin in the traditional sense. It is a fat-soluble compound found inside the mitochondria of virtually every cell in your body, and its primary job is energy production. Your kidneys are among the most energy-demanding organs you have, second only to the heart. They filter roughly 180 liters of blood every single day, and that process requires enormous amounts of cellular fuel. When CoQ10 levels drop, kidney cells lose their ability to perform that filtration work efficiently, waste products like creatinine accumulate in the blood, and the damage compounds over time. What makes CoQ10 particularly relevant for kidney patients is its second function, neutralizing circulating toxins before they reach and damage the glomeruli. Selenium handles oxidative stress and inflammation at the tissue level. CoQ10 operates deeper, at the mitochondrial level, protecting the energy machinery inside each individual kidney cell. These two mechanisms do not overlap. They stack. That is why the combination produces results that neither compound achieves alone. The clinical evidence here is among the most striking in nephrology nutrition research. A study examining patients with stage 4 and stage 5 chronic kidney disease used 300 milligrams of CoQ10 daily over 4 weeks. Researchers documented significant reductions in serum creatinine across the patient group. More remarkably, a portion of those patients, who were already on dialysis or approaching it, showed sufficient kidney function recovery that dialysis was either postponed or discontinued entirely. These were late-stage patients. That outcome is not something the medical community expected from a single supplemental compound. the form of CoQ10 you take matters considerably. There are two forms on the market, Ubiquinone and Ubiquinol. Ubiquinol is the reduced, active form that your body can use immediately without conversion. For people over 50, the body's ability to convert ubiquinone into ubiquinol declines sharply, so ubiquinol is the more efficient choice for older kidney patients. Because CoQ10 is fat-soluble, taking it without food is largely wasted. The standard approach used in research is to split the dose across meals. For the 300 mg therapeutic dose, that means 100 mg with breakfast, 100 mg with lunch, and 100 mg with dinner. A meal containing healthy fat, even just a small amount of olive oil or avocado, significantly increases absorption. Timing it this way also maintains more stable blood levels throughout the day compared to a single large dose. Results take time. Most patients begin seeing measurable changes in blood creatinine and GFR readings between 4 and 12 weeks of consistent use. Expect nothing dramatic in the first 2 weeks and do not stop early based on that. Here is something that will be relevant to many of you watching this. If your doctor has ever prescribed a statin medication to manage your cholesterol, there is a direct and documented interaction with CoQ10 that affects your kidney health in a way most patients are never warned about. One small detail about statin medications that most kidney patients are never told reverses everything you thought you understood about your treatment plan. Statins are among the most commonly prescribed drugs in the world. Atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, simvastatin. If you have high cholesterol alongside your kidney disease, there is a strong chance one of these is already in your daily pill organizer. They work by blocking an enzyme in the liver called HMG-CoA reductase to reduce cholesterol production. What your doctor may not have mentioned is that this exact same enzyme is also the pathway your body uses to synthesize CoQ10 naturally. Block one, and you block both simultaneously. This means that the very medication prescribed to protect your heart is quietly depleting the compound your kidney cells depend on for energy and self-repair. A meta-analysis published in the journal Nutrition reviewed multiple trials and confirmed that statin use consistently reduces plasma CoQ10 levels, with some studies showing reductions of up to 40%. For a kidney patient already running low on CoQ10 due to age and disease, this creates a deficit that accelerates the exact cellular damage you are trying to reverse. The blood pressure connection adds another layer. A meta-analysis of 12 randomized controlled trials published in the Journal of Human Hypertension found that CoQ10 supplementation reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 17 mm of mercury and diastolic by 10 mm of mercury. Those numbers match or exceed what several prescription antihypertensives deliver, without the side effects. Restoring CoQ10 while on statins also reduces the muscle pain and fatigue that many patients on these medications experience, which research attributes directly to CoQ10 depletion in muscle tissue. Before you adjust anything, though, there is one specific interaction and one precise dosing window that determines whether CoQ10 actually works for your stage of kidney disease or simply passes through your system unused. The smartest way to use CoQ10 for kidney recovery is not simply taking more of it. It is taking the right amount, in the right form, at the right time, with the right food, while being honest about the one drug interaction that can turn this supplement from helpful into harmful. Let me walk you through exactly how to do this correctly, because the difference between a protocol that moves your creatinine numbers and one that does nothing often comes down to details that fit on a single index card. CoQ10 exists in two chemical forms inside your body. The oxidized form is called ubiquinone. The reduced, immediately usable form is called ubiquinol. When you are young and healthy, your body converts ubiquinone into ubiquinol efficiently. After the age of 40, that conversion slows considerably. After 60, research published in Mitochondrial Journal shows that ubiquinol levels in tissue can drop by as much as 65% compared to younger adults, independent of diet. For someone managing chronic kidney disease on top of aging, the conversion capacity drops even further because the kidneys themselves play a role in CoQ10 metabolism. This means that if you purchase a standard CoQ10 supplement labeled simply as CoQ10 or Ubiquinone, a significant portion of what you swallow may not convert into the active form your cells can actually use. Ubiquinol supplements cost more, but for kidney patients over 55, the bioavailability difference is not marginal. It is the deciding factor between the protocol working or not. Now, onto the dosing structure, because this is where most people get it wrong in both directions. The standard maintenance range used in general health research sits between 30 mg and 200 mg daily. For early-stage kidney patients or those using CoQ10 primarily for blood pressure and cardiovascular support, 100 to 200 mg once daily with a fatty meal is sufficient and well tolerated by most people. For patients with stage 3, 4, or 5 chronic kidney disease who are targeting meaningful creatinine reduction, the research protocol that produced the most consistent results uses 60 mg taken 3 times daily, for a total of 180 mg spread across the day. A clinical trial published in the Saudi Journal of Kidney Diseases and Transplantation followed CKD patients on this exact split-dose protocol and documented significant reductions in serum creatinine alongside measurable improvements in GFR over an 8-week period. Splitting the dose rather than taking it all at once maintains steadier plasma CoQ10 levels throughout the day, which matters because the kidneys are filtering blood continuously, not just at one moment in the morning. The fat solubility of CoQ10 is not a minor footnote. It is the central practical constraint of this entire protocol. CoQ10 molecules cannot cross the intestinal wall without fat present in the gut at the same time. Taking it on an empty stomach, or with a fat-free meal, results in absorption rates as low as 10 to 15% according to pharmacokinetic studies. Taking it alongside a meal containing healthy fat, even a modest amount, pushes absorption above 50%. A breakfast with 2 Brazil nuts and a drizzle of olive oil over eggs. A lunch salad dressed with olive oil and avocado. A dinner that includes any oily fish. These are not complicated requirements. They simply need to be consistent. The timing across the 3 doses should track your meals, one with breakfast, one with lunch, one with dinner. Do not take all 3 at once believing it will work the same way. The intestinal absorption pathway for fat-soluble compounds saturates quickly, and excess simply passes through unabsorbed. Now the warning that cannot be skipped, and this applies specifically to anyone taking blood-thinning medication. CoQ10 has a documented interaction with anticoagulants, particularly warfarin. Several case reports and pharmacological reviews have shown that CoQ10 can reduce warfarin's blood-thinning effectiveness, potentially raising clotting risk in patients who depend on warfarin for stroke or thrombosis prevention. The mechanism involves CoQ10's structural similarity to vitamin K, which plays a role in the same coagulation pathway warfarin targets. If you are on warfarin, rivaroxaban, apixaban, or any other anticoagulant, you must discuss CoQ10 supplementation with your prescribing physician before starting. This is not a precautionary suggestion added to fill space. It is a real interaction with real clinical consequences. Finally, the timeline. The most common reason people abandon this protocol before it works is expecting results in 2 weeks and seeing nothing on their blood tests. The research is consistent on this point. Measurable changes in serum creatinine and GFR typically require between 4 and 12 weeks of uninterrupted daily use. Cellular mitochondrial repair and kidney tissue recovery do not move at the speed of a blood pressure medication. They move at the speed of biology. 4 weeks minimum before your next blood panel means anything. 12 weeks gives you a complete picture. Schedule the blood test. Stay consistent until you get there. If you have been living with kidney disease for a while, you already know how exhausting it is to feel like the only options on the table are restrictions and medications. What I want you to take away from today is that 2 of the most well-researched compounds for kidney support are accessible, affordable, and simple enough to start this week. 2 Brazil nuts with your morning meal. CoQ10 Ubiquinol split across 3 meals daily. Selenium and CoQ10 working together on 2 completely separate mechanisms inside your kidneys, doing the quiet cellular work that your body has been struggling to do on its own. Give it 12 weeks. Get the blood test. Let the numbers tell you what is actually happening. If you are watching this and you have a family member with kidney disease who has never heard of these 2 nutrients, share this video with them today. It costs nothing and it might matter more than you expect. Leave your age, your kidney stage, and your current creatinine in the comments. I read everything and I respond to everything. Like and subscribe if you want more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. Take good care, and I will see you in the next video.